What if one invention connected every continent? Ships quietly shaped the world we live in today. Dugout canoes. Long before humans built cities or discovered metal, they learned that a single tree could become their first vessel across the water. Dugout canoes were created by carefully hollowing out massive tree trunks using stone tools, controlled fire, and patient craftsmanship. Archaeological discoveries suggest these simple boats appeared more than 8,000 years ago and became essential for early communities living near rivers, lakes, and coastlines. Families used them to fish, gather food, transport supplies, and reach places that were impossible to access on foot. Although they lacked sails and advanced navigation, dugout canoes proved remarkably stable and durable, allowing early civilizations to expand beyond their immediate surroundings. Similar designs independently appeared across Africa, Asia, Europe, Oceania, and the Americas, showing how different cultures arrived at the same brilliant solution. Yet as civilizations grew and waterways became busier, people searched for boats that were lighter, faster, and easier to construct using different materials. Reed boats. Instead of carving enormous trees, some of the world's earliest civilizations turned to the plants growing along their rivers. Reed boats were built by tightly bundling papyrus, totora reeds, or similar water plants into buoyant hulls capable of carrying people and cargo across calm waters. Ancient Egyptians used papyrus boats along the Nile thousands of years ago, while civilizations around Lake Titicaca and Mesopotamia developed their own versions using locally available reeds. These lightweight vessels played a vital role in fishing, farming, trade, and communication, connecting villages long before permanent roads existed. Their flexible construction made them surprisingly durable, despite being made entirely from natural materials. Today, traditional reed boats are still built in parts of South America and Africa, preserving techniques passed down through countless generations. But as exploration expanded beyond sheltered rivers and lakes, stronger wooden ships became necessary to survive rough seas and longer voyages. Viking longships. Across the cold waters of northern Europe, a revolutionary ship changed exploration forever. Viking longships, developed between the 8th and 11th centuries, combined speed, strength, and remarkable versatility unlike anything seen before. Their long, narrow hulls and shallow draft allowed them to sail across open seas, while also navigating narrow rivers that larger ships could never enter. Powered by both square sails and rows of skilled oarsmen, these vessels enabled Viking explorers to reach Iceland, Greenland, and even the shores of North America centuries before Columbus. They carried traders, settlers, and fearless warriors who expanded Norse influence across Europe through commerce, exploration, and conquest. Carefully built using overlapping wooden planks, longships remained flexible enough to survive powerful ocean waves without sacrificing speed. Their success proved that advanced shipbuilding could reshape entire civilizations, paving the way for the larger sailing ships that would soon connect continents through global trade. Medieval sailing ships. As kingdoms expanded and trade stretched across entire continents, ships grew larger, stronger, and capable of carrying far greater cargo than ever before. Medieval sailing ships such as cogs and caravels became the backbone of commerce between Europe, Africa, and Asia, transporting grain, spices, textiles, timber, and precious metals across busy sea routes. Unlike the narrow Viking longships, these vessels featured wider hulls, higher decks, and improved sails that allowed them to carry heavier loads while remaining stable during long ocean voyages. Powerful winds replaced much of the hard physical labor once required from rows of oarsmen, making longer journeys more practical and efficient. Ports flourished as merchants connected distant civilizations through expanding maritime trade. These ships laid the foundation for the Great Age of Exploration, inspiring even larger and more powerful sailing vessels that would soon dominate the world's oceans. Pirate galleons. During the Age of Sail, the world's oceans became highways for wealth, exploration, and fierce competition between powerful empires. Among the most famous vessels of this era were the massive galleons, heavily armed sailing ships designed to carry valuable cargo while defending themselves against enemy attacks. Spain, England, Portugal, and other European nations relied on these impressive ships to transport gold, silver, spices, and treasures across vast oceans. Their towering wooden hulls, multiple decks, and rows of powerful cannons made them both floating fortresses and long-distance cargo carriers. Although pirates are often associated with galleons, many actually targeted these treasure-filled ships rather than owning them. The constant struggle between merchant fleets, naval forces, and pirates shaped maritime history for centuries. Yet even these magnificent sailing giants still depended entirely on the wind, a limitation that would soon disappear with the arrival of steam-powered technology. Steamships. The Industrial Revolution transformed shipping forever by replacing unpredictable winds with the dependable power of steam. Steamships used massive coal-fired boilers to generate steam that drove powerful engines connected to paddle wheels or propellers, allowing vessels to travel regardless of weather conditions. For the first time, ships could follow reliable schedules, making global trade faster, safer, and far more predictable. Rivers, lakes, and oceans became busy transportation networks, as steamships carried passengers, mail, manufactured goods, and raw materials between rapidly growing industrial cities. Their increased speed and cargo capacity accelerated international commerce and connected distant nations like never before. Steam-powered vessels also played a major role in migration, allowing millions of people to cross oceans in search of new opportunities. This revolutionary technology marked the beginning of modern maritime transportation, eventually leading to the luxurious ocean liners that connected continents before the age of commercial aviation. Ocean liners. As international travel became more common during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, ships evolved from simple transportation into symbols of luxury, speed, and engineering excellence. Ocean liners were built to carry thousands of passengers safely across vast oceans on fixed schedules, connecting Europe, North America, and other parts of the world long before commercial airplanes existed. These magnificent vessels featured elegant dining halls, grand staircases, private cabins, libraries, swimming pools, and entertainment spaces that offered an unforgettable journey. Famous liners such as the RMS Titanic and RMS Queen Mary became icons of maritime history, representing both human ambition and remarkable engineering achievement. Beyond transporting wealthy travelers, ocean liners also carried millions of immigrants searching for new lives across distant continents. Although air travel eventually replaced them for long-distance transportation, ocean liners inspired a new generation of ships designed not just for travel, but for unforgettable experiences at sea. Container ships. Few inventions have transformed global trade as dramatically as the modern container ship. Instead of loading thousands of individual boxes, barrels, and crates by hand, standardized shipping containers allowed goods to be packed once and transported efficiently between ships, trains, and trucks anywhere in the world. This innovation dramatically reduced loading times, transportation costs, and damage to cargo, while making international trade faster than ever before. Today, gigantic container ships stretch hundreds of meters in length and carry more than 20,000 containers, filled with everything from electronics and clothing to automobiles and food products. Every day they quietly connect factories, ports, and cities across the globe, supporting the worldwide economy. Although they rarely receive public attention, container ships move around 90% of global trade by sea. Yet while these vessels focus on transporting cargo, another type of ship was designed entirely for comfort, entertainment, and unforgettable vacations: cruise ships. For many travelers, the journey itself has become the destination. Modern cruise ships are floating resorts that combine luxury hotels, restaurants, theaters, shopping centers, water parks, and entertainment venues into a single vessel capable of carrying thousands of passengers across oceans. Unlike traditional passenger ships built primarily for transportation, cruise ships are designed to provide unforgettable holiday experiences while visiting multiple destinations during a single voyage. Guests can enjoy world-class dining, live performances, swimming pools, fitness centers, and countless recreational activities without ever leaving the ship. Some of the world's largest cruise ships are longer than several football fields and function as fully equipped floating cities with their own hospitals, shopping districts, and power systems. Their incredible scale reflects decades of advances in marine engineering and hospitality. Yet while cruise ships represent comfort and leisure, another class of vessel was created for an entirely different purpose: projecting military power across the world's oceans. Aircraft carriers. Among the largest and most technologically advanced ships ever built, aircraft carriers serve as floating military air bases capable of operating far from any coastline. Instead of transporting passengers or cargo, these enormous warships carry fighter jets, helicopters, surveillance aircraft, and thousands of highly trained personnel who can respond to missions anywhere in the world. Massive flight decks allow aircraft to take off and land at sea using powerful catapult systems and arresting cables, enabling continuous air operations without relying on land-based airports. Many modern aircraft carriers are powered by nuclear reactors, allowing them to remain at sea for months while traveling enormous distances without refueling. Beyond their impressive size, these ships symbolize decades of engineering innovation, strategic planning, and technological advancement. From the humble dugout canoe carved from a single tree to floating air bases powered by nuclear energy, the evolution of ships reflects humanity's endless determination to explore, connect, trade, and master the world's oceans.